emotionally, mentally are going through a punishment if you can't get intentional about your business. You've got to be intentional. You've got to be able to see that vision. I hate exercise. And on the treadmill this morning, I mean on the elliptical, I was thinking about this part of the presentation. And the example is, I absolutely hate this. I absolutely hate this. I gotta go to the next hill, and then I gotta go down. Going down the hill on the elliptical is worse than going up the hill, because now you have to go up to 70. You know, if you've ever done, you gotta go to 70. You run, and then the sweat's pouring off, and it's horrible. I hate it. But in my mind, I know the result. I've got the vision. I'm gonna be skiing, and I went skiing Sunday, and I had so much pain, and I couldn't keep up, and I could not. I mean, I had to stop midway on the hill. I couldn't go top to bottom all day long.
Happy birthday to you.
By the way, Patty's now older than I am. Anyway, so that vision is very important. Okay, and many of us have weight goals. Many of us have, you know, bodybuilding goals. Many of us have, you know, we have these goals, and we are able to push through some of that stuff because we have the vision. But if you don't have the vision, and you're not willing to take the action because you don't see the vision, we'll be unintentional and non-productive. Okay, I'm just kind of skipping through some stuff really fast. Page 14, just a suggestion, you can write this down. Read across horizontally, and then you can read them down vertically, and they kind of all match up, and it's a whole other discussion that is not as important as what we need to move towards.
Say that again? No. Read across?
Yeah, you can read across first, and then you can read down the vertical column starting left to right, and it begins to make sense, and they all end up at success at the bottom, but I'm not going to get deep into that because this other stuff's more important. Page 15. Defining your aspirations, and that's your vision. Getting this in your mind, and I asked you, what do you want? What do you want, Olga? What do you want?
Oh, gosh. I want, you know, for me, like Sarah was saying, I don't put down a dollar amount. My goal is a transaction amount. Like last year I wanted to do 30 transactions in the year. I surpassed that. And with that, the money comes.
Yes. Was 30 your highest number of transactions in a year?
Yes.
Okay. All right. That's great. That's great. How many broke 30? Okay. That's a great goal. That's a great way to look at it. The money will come. For me, it was hitting a certain club level, and became very, very passionate about it, almost obnoxious about it, right? With that.
Did you get it?
Yes. And with that, that was a dollar amount, but the number of transactions was amazing as well. And we actually started out with a transaction goal based on an average income to hit that dollar amount. But it drove us. It drove us. It drove us. I mean, Brooke, new to the team, she came out, she caught the fever very quickly, and she said, I think I could do this, and that would add to this. I think I could do that. And she did. And she added tremendously in the last month. She was awesome. So with that, we have these goals in our mind. We become very intentional, and we do the things that we maybe don't particularly want to do. And I'm going to ask you in a minute about those things that we don't want to do. So knowing what you want is very important into having that vision. What is the vision of the life you aspire? What is your vision? What is your life? What do you see your life? And maybe that goes back to hanging out with people that you're stuck in this group because you're not around positive people, you're not around people that are going and taking action and being successful, or you're not around people that are reaching their goals, and you're just average of those people. Now, you want to be able to bring those people up, but you don't want to carry the whole burden. You need people lifting you up as well. And so join a club. Rick, when you joined the club, did you get around new people and new thinking?
Absolutely.
And did that lift you up?
Yeah, it did. But it was out of my comfort zone because that's not my nature. I hate people. And
Hey, the wrong business, baby.
I said it earlier, you gotta pay attention to Rick, you'll get him figured out.
Yeah.
No, but I do like my quiet time. I like just being, pretty much by myself and with my family. I wasn't much of a social butterfly at any time in my life.
Yeah.
But in a service organization and such, as an extension of that, you're in one committee, another committee, another committee, and you meet an awful lot of people.
Yeah.
It was out of my comfort zone, but it was the best absolute thing that happened to me.
That's right. And so as you're doing your planning and your thinking, what circles do you want to put yourself into that will raise you up or lift you up, okay? If you were in a running club, Lisa, you want to run with slower runners so you can always be the winner?
No, I
No?
might kill myself trying to keep up with the fast ones though.
Yeah,
That's
and you
kind of my
will run
nature.
faster with faster
Yeah,
runners, right?
yeah.
It's the same with golf, it's the same with real estate, it's the same with whatever you do. If you surround yourself with people that are above you, you will perform better to get to that level, okay? So, what needs funding in your life? You gotta figure out what needs funding. And how badly do you want it? How badly do you want it? If you don't have the passion for it, and you're unintentional, then you won't reach it. It begins with the want, and then the desire is a big factor. How badly do you want it? Okay? So 4 stages of aspiration. There's the want, there's desire, there's passion, there's obsession. Many of us want it, and we talk about it, but we take no action so that it never happens. So simply wanting it doesn't work. If you desire it, you'll move towards that, and for some of us it has to be easy and convenient. It's got to be comfortable. We're not going outside of our comfort zone at all. We're not going to pick up the phone and call people. We're not going to call for sale by owner. We're not going to call it expired because it's not comfortable and it's not easy. So we have desire, but we never get to that level because we can't move past the desire. We can't move past the easy and comfortable. It's got to be easy and comfortable, so we won't get to that next level. If you're passionate about it, absolutely passionate about it, then you're willing to suffer. You're willing to work an extra hour. You're willing to reorganize your life. You're willing to say no to certain things. You're willing to say no to buying this or buying that, or going here or going that, or doing this or doing that, until you've accomplished the things that are on your task list. And once you have that organized and you have your task list and you accomplish your task, then you can get to what you want to do recreationally or relationship-wise or whatever it is, because you know you have to accomplish those tasks before you can get to that side of your life. Okay? So that's intentional. You're moving with intention and you're taking action. And when you're passionate about it, you're willing to suffer, to get uncomfortable, to make those phone calls, to prospect, to find the money somehow, get the mail-outs done. Is it easy to write 58 cards?
No, it's not.
How many did you
But-
write this
But
week?
actually, once you get it going, it just, the thoughts come to you, you just go, and it's almost like it's an automatic, and you have to be careful that you...
Is it easy to write 58 cards?
No.
It's hard. You're not willing to do it, but you
No.
found somebody to do it.
I
You
found
got it
somebody
done.
that'll do it.
Okay, that's very intelligent. That was very intentional, okay? Now, if you're obsessed, I mean absolutely obsessed, and we know obsessive real estate people. People that will work 7 days a week and will do absolutely everything because they are so obsessed with this vision.
Jackie.
Yes, I didn't say that. With that, they're so obsessed that it totally controls their life, okay? But that's a choice. That's a choice to work that way. It's beyond passion. It's obsession.
It's unhealthy,
I don't
and
think they're
all you have to do
healthy.
is look at those people, and they are unhealthy.
But the next step down is pretty good.
Yes.
Passionate is very good.
Have to be able to walk away sometime.
And balance and hold your values strongly. Like, I will not work Saturday, that's my day, I'm not gonna work. And there's a couple Sundays a month I'm not gonna work. But I'm even gonna work 2 Sundays a month because I'm passionate about that, in that I am willing to make that sacrifice to accomplish what I want. That's what I gotta do all my catch-up work and my book work and all that kind of stuff.
Or
He
we'll
found
pick up a
people
phone
to
call.
work weekends,
What's
Or we'll
that?
pick up a phone call in the bathroom.
Yeah, yeah, that's right.
Right.
That's obsessive.
right? And
Yeah,
he
that's
found people
unhealthy.
that will work weekends.
That's right. And that is accomplishing the task because the vision is there. The time is becoming more important than the money. So I'm willing to give money to buy time. So I find people that will do the things that have to be done at the level of production that I want. Again, a whole nother class. Okay, so what does suffering look like to you, Tammy?
Not being able to provide for my family.
That's
Being
suffering, that's
stressed out
personal
and
suffering.
broke, yeah.
Inside the work, what's suffering? What are things we don't like to do that we have to do?
Open houses,
Open houses, how many did you do last year?
a lot, at least once a month,
20?
maybe. I
12?
would say probably 15 to 18.
There's 52 weeks in a year.
Oh,
If you-
no,
If you
yeah.
did 52, that's one every weekend.
No, I did probably one a month for sure, and then probably almost 2 a month.
Okay, so you did like maybe 18.
Yeah, so I was.
Okay, that's pretty good.
Mhm.
And
That was a lot.
did you find that paid for you?
No.
Would you like a class on open houses?
No.
Open houses are painful.
They are, and I do know how to do them, I just think that it's kind of sometimes a luck of the draw, it just isn't what God had planned for me in those open houses. But it did do what it was intended to do for, it keep my sellers happy.
And, yes, and you maintained the listing?
That's exactly what.
And did you get name recognition, you think? Do you think it helped your brand?
It's always hard to know, but yeah, I mean, I honestly really didn't have a whole lot of success with my open houses, I didn't.
But I
didn't
think
pick
it
up
says
any buyers
something
or
when
anything
you're
like
in the
that.
paper and an open house and people see you and people know
Right.
you and they see you on a regular basis. in the
It does
paper.
build your brand. It's not measurable, but it
Right.
does. Okay, how many did 0 open houses this year?
This
I
year?
was forced
Last
to
year.
do two.
Oh,
This year?
I haven't.
2015,
Oh,
last year.
I was
You did
forced
one?
to do two.
0.
0, okay. And I did a couple. And, you know, I didn't have the right attitude. I was I was there in almost,
forced.
Physically only.
yeah, I was there in physical, body only, you know. But I met a lot of people, and I could see that if I did this every week, the number of people I met, and the people that met me, and the people that came in and said, oh yeah, we see your ads in the paper every week, and it builds. And I can tell you, those people that consistently do open houses are having very successful businesses. It is a very successful tool. And if you don't have anything else to do, then it's a wonderful thing to do. Because if you don't have the level of business you want, it's a great thing to be doing one every single week. If you don't have anything else to do an open house. You can find a house that needs to be set. I'll have plenty for you. Okay, how many like prospecting?
I was just gonna say prospecting is our.
You.
I don't mind prospecting, but it doesn't seem that it's popular anymore.
You
What
don't
is
mind
prospect?
prospecting by writing cards, note cards to prospect, because that's soft. How many like picking up the phone and call for sale owners?
No, I don't like
Oh, I don't mind doing that.
How many like picking up the phone and call all your past clients? Every single one of them.
I like, I mean, I
it. Yeah, I'd like to do that.
can do that.
So, goes back to the database, having your database enforced so that you can look at all of last year's sales. Olga has 30 calls to make now. She has 30 closed transactions last year. So through this year, on the anniversary, you need to call every single one of them. Get that database out, get the list. You know the ones for January that closed last year in January, the ones that closed in February, the ones that closed in March. Maybe there's only 3 calls a month to make. That's easy to do. But you could go back to 2014 or 13 or 12 and pick up all those names and call them on their anniversary. 3 years ago, you sold your house on March 12th. Just want to call, see how you're doing, see how things going. I can guarantee you, if you would call those 50 to 70 people over the last 4 years, you have probably 2 or 3 transactions in there. Just by asking them the question. And it's hard for us to do because we don't like to do it. We're afraid to ask the question. You know, how's it going? Have you considered selling? Oh no, we love our house, we'd never sell. Well, do you know any of your friends that would like to sell? Who else do you know? Have you heard of anybody at work that would like to sell? I'd love to deliver the level of service that I gave to you to somebody else. That's how I make my business. Would you be willing to help me in my business? Yes, we'd be happy to help you in your business. Could you give me 3 names of people that you know that might be ready to buy or sell? And just make those calls. And if you make 70 of those calls, I would guarantee that there's 3 or 4 transactions in there. But why don't we do that? Why don't we do that?
It's not comfortable.
We're not comfortable with it. We're not willing to suffer. We don't have the vision squarely in our mind. Kathy?
I like your questions on, you know, how to ask for business. Does anybody have any additional suggestions on how to ask that person on the other end of the phone? Know anybody that wants to buy or sell? That's I'm looking for a different word or a different phrase that's a little softer but different.
How
Just
about,
refer to me.
I make most of my income through referrals. People who have used me but give my name out.
Mhm.
Is there anybody you can think of that you could refer to me to help me meet my goals this year?
Do you know what I say? I say, I ask them, do you know anybody that I can help? Anybody that can use.
That's good
use,
too.
You know, because basically that's what we're here to do, right? Is help and serve. So do you know anybody that needs my help?
Mhm.
Here's
Give
another
my name and
script.
number.
I need your help, Kathy. We're role playing here.
Oh, okay. Well, so I'm on the other end of the phone.
Hi
Okay,
Kathy,
how
hi
can I help
Kathy, how you doing?
I'm great, how are you?
Fantastic. Hey, you remember what we were doing 3 years ago today?
Oh, gosh, I don't remember. What's that?
You don't remember that? Our transaction, we were trying to get this thing closed and your insurance hadn't funded yet and we were
Ah, now I
waiting, we were going round and
remember.
round, we had this
Yeah.
special over the counter, you're closing. Yeah.
Yes, now I
So
remember.
evidently, things must be going better in your house these days.
Yeah, everything's good. Yeah, we're good. Love our house. Thank you for helping us get it.
You notice how I keep letting her talk? Okay, I'm not gonna interject you. Well, hey, the reason I wanted to call you is just want to check in, you hadn't talked to you in a long time. How's Billy and Bobby?
Oh, they're good in high school, this and that.
So you probably need a smaller house now, right? Anyway, we're gonna have some conversation about you and your family and this and that. Are you still working out at REMAX or wherever you work and whatever you do? What do you do again? Anyway, we have some conversation. Then I'm gonna go, Kathy, one of the reasons I called you is I need some help.
Okay.
That was hesitant.
And that's exactly what your person is on the other end's gonna be like, oh crap, what does he
What's
want now?
Would you be willing to give me a little help with my business? I need some advice.
I'm not passing out flyers. No, I'm kidding. What am I kidding?
I depend on the referrals of other people that want to sell, and I depend on my past clients to send me referrals. Do you know anybody that needs to buy or sell? I'm trying to gear up for 2016, want to make it my best year ever, and so, do you know anybody that needs to sell? Have you heard that?
I'm not to
You
say.
didn't, I didn't like that term, I don't like that either.
But
Okay,
the term, it almost sounds like, you're desperate.
Yeah.
all right.
When you say my business relies on it, it puts a lot of weight on that person on the other end of the line.
Okay.
But does that work for you? Do you say that?
Quite frankly, I don't do this as often as I should, or as I could.
Well, when you used to do it.
But yes, but when I just call them, we have the discussion, they're going to ultimately ask me, well, how's your business?
Uh-huh,
And I may have asked them already, well, how's your business? What's going on in your industry?
right.
And so they'll say, well, how's your business? It's great, but I could use some more sellers. Oh, by the way, you know anybody else that?
Yeah, keep it light.
Now that sounds
Keep it light.
good
Like
versus, you know, my business relies on it. It's like, oh, she's desperate. She's not doing very well.
And
I don't dare to refer my neighbor.
She's
because
lying.
She's lying to her teeth.
Somebody help her.
Is that, I mean, maybe it's just me thinks that.
I think just pick up the phone and be human and be sincere and have a sincere interest in them, asking them a lot of questions like, you know, how's your family, how's your husband's work, is he still doing this, still doing that? And you know, you have to somewhat remember these people, and there's certain
Yeah.
people that you have quickly, by design, forgotten, and you may not even call them, but there's people that you can call and you could have a long conversation and you could pull out some business.
Okay, I was just curious on that, thank you.
Tyler, then Elisa, then.
I've got a large peer group of people who are doing jewelry or essential oils or this or that, and they will call my wife most of the time. They'll call and chit chat for a little bit, and then go into their spiel. And I've gotten it a few times. Tracy gets it all the time, and it feels very like, oh, we chit chatted just so you can give me my spiel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, like one of the things I try and do is if I call one of my past clients or my friends or my peer group, or I give them a really, talk about them. I update them on our family and stuff, and then at the very end, as lightly as I can, and I said, oh, and hey, let me know if you know of anybody who who wants to buy or sell, because I'd always like to help. And it's just, I don't want to say, yeah, it's just as always, that's my little pitch at the end, but this call really was about catching up with you. And I have to make sure that my intentions are that I want to catch up with them. Because, you know, we can all smell the fakeness.
Yeah,
It
you
comes
know.
off very not.
And you
genuine.
don't want it to be that
Yeah.
way.
And then you could ask them some things about their home. Hey, I'm curious, did you ever use the home warranty?
Yeah.
I'm kind of trying to get an idea of the value of the home warranty.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, most everybody gets one. Did you guys ever make any claims? You ever call and use it? Let them talk about this. Oh yeah, we got this fixed, this fixed, this fixed. So you still see value in that, because I want to be able to recommend people to get it or see if it's a worthwhile expense.
That I think is a better approach, to have a reason to call. Maybe they had a claim on something and the home warranty people used to send you a card
They
whenever
don't
there was a
anymore.
claim. And that was always a great excuse. Hey, I got a notification that you had a claim on your home warranty. How'd that work out? I know the salesperson. I can contact them if it didn't work out. That is more of a better approach.
You're asking a real question. Hey, I remember you had a wood shake roof and it was probably only gonna last another couple of years. We're 3 years into it now. That you asked them, did you ever replace that? We're always looking for good roofers. Did you have a good experience with anybody?
Yeah.
And one of the things I like to do is if, like, let's say I call about the home warranty or something, hey, how did that go? Take care of your business first.
Yeah.
And then once you get business out of the way, say, okay, now that that's done, how is, you know, Bobby and Sue and
Excellent. Yeah, if you've
And
got a
Fido.
good lead in, like, hey, did you ever use your home warranty? Or have you refinanced? You know, rates have gone down. When rates are going down, that's good. Yeah, rates are going up. Values have gone up, and now you're in a position where you could get rid of the mortgage insurance. Have you thought about refinancing? Would you like me to connect you with Wendy and have some kind of value add?
Yeah, trade them an item of value.
Yeah, and this is a part of the Buffini thing, because he gives you guys items of value and he gives you ideas and tips of things to, and reasons to
Yeah,
call.
and but on the same token of all of that, you know, uncomfortableness with asking for it and breaking the ice, whatever way, I mean, your clients know you, they remember your personalities and, you know, they're going to be having it'll be like putting on a glove, not O.J. Simpson's glove, but it'll fit, you know, the conversation will fit. What?
And
You know what I mean?
I really
It'll be more
feel-
natural.
Yeah, and that's.
I really feel even if you did hard sell them a little bit and they saw through that, they will remember you as a
Right.
proactive business person. And when it is time to sell, they'll remember, you gotta make the call, even if you mess up the call. You gotta make the
And
call.
as a salesperson, when you listen to other salespeople call you, have mercy on those people. Oh.
She
Except the
does more
ones that
than I do.
won't.
All right,
shut
Elisa,
up.
you had a comment, it's still valid, you wanna?
I was just basically stemming off of what you were saying, Kathy. I mean, if I just really like the idea of, I'm gonna intentionally take all my closings and put them on my calendar, because I genuinely would love to call my buyers on their anniversary and say, just thinking of you, oh my gosh,
Yeah.
it's been a year, it's so exciting, how really are you? Because you do genuinely care,
Yeah.
Move
right?
on,
And
yeah.
that is just, that's genuine.
What was your original comment?
Yes, I'd like to help, you know,
Oh,
if
help.
anybody else
How can I
that
help you?
can use my help.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm here to help,
I
so,
like that. And you may never ask for the sale, but when it comes time that they do run across somebody, they are gonna say, you gotta call Lisa, she's fantastic, she called me the other day.
right, and then see, and then also you do ask, do you need any help? Is there anything going on with the home, you know, I don't know, that sort of thing.
Or and maybe aside from just trying to get referrals, but if they, you know, if they do need, you know, I lost the number to the roofing company, and you get that for me, and that will come up.
Yeah.
Melissa, you had another comment? or was
Oh,
that-
just, what do you do when you don't have those past clients yet? You
Yeah,
know,
now
who do
you need to call everybody you know.
Yeah,
You've gotta make that, you have to have your database, everybody in your
Yeah.
church, everybody in your club, everybody in your high school. I mean, you know half of the town of Exeter. You
yeah,
could use the phone book for your database. Okay?
Yeah.
And there's no reason not to do it. That's the uncomfortable
Right.
thing that we don't wanna do, is pick up the phone and call people.
and
And
that's
it doesn't cost a thing.
the holding.
The next thing is to write handwritten notes. Jesse wrote 58 of them yesterday, okay? That cost him 48 cents a piece, minimal cost.
Yeah,
Most of us will put a big, huge ad in the newspaper and spend $1,000, okay? We don't do the free stuff that's
Yeah.
more effective,
yeah.
or we don't get face-to-face with people. So that's the thing we do.
And one of the things that did while I was writing those notes, it started out to be a very simple Happy New Year. But then as I got to some of the clients that I know better than others, I was able to put additional notes into it that made it more personable and,
Yeah.
Okay, I want to get through a couple more thoughts, and I want to give you some homework, and I apologize for holding you over, but this is good stuff. Anybody ever fill sandbags for a flood? Okay, and if you work for the city and you're required to fill 1,000 sandbags in your 8-hour shift, would that be
Awesome.
plausible, awesome, mundane?
Amazing.
Yeah.
Lots of time to pray.
Big
Yeah.
packing.
Okay, if you were going to be protecting your own home and you were filling sandbags for you,
It's a
because,
different,
because you could see that that was going to save your home and that was gonna save a lot of time. Or you went out and you, as the city employee, said, if I get all these sandbags filled, and the faster I can fill them, the quicker we can get them loaded on the truck, the quicker we can get them out there, I could save this town. And you look at it from that standpoint, that your vision is you're going to save the town. I could be the one that had my finger in the dike that saved the town. You know, it's different on how you look at things, and these tasks, picking up the phone or stopping by for sale owners or whatever. I drove down the street, I don't remember what street it was, and it was on Woodland, and right on the corner, it was going to church this Saturday, drove past a house that had a huge for sale by owner sign. They were doing a yard sale, big, it was 4x8 for sale by owner, right on the corner of Tulare and Woodland. Drove right past it, went to church. Several hours later, I drove back. There was a realtors for sale sign in front of that for sale by owner sign in the time that I was in church. By an agent who regularly calls for sale by owners and has mastered that and has it down to where they know exactly what to say, exactly what those people want to hear, and that sign was in the yard in the 3 hours from when I drove by and when I drove by the next time. Amazing. Just a simple thing. And those scripts have been mastered. Okay, we're going to skip page 16. The truth at the bottom of page 16 is important. Passion links help you endure the temporary pains of being out of your comfort zone. Many of us are out of our comfort zone in this business. Page 17, the blue box. And I hate to move through this because it's so fast, but this is your homework. I need you to look at those items under family expenses, savings account, retirement, college fund, early retirement, general investments, vacation, hobbies, new home, new car, second home, charity, monthly giving to different charities, to your church, to endowments, schools, and so forth. Most all of us are living to meet the essential needs of our family. And we earn to that level. And we don't earn beyond that level. And many of these things in this box are beyond that level. I want you with your significant other to sit down and talk about your family expenses and what it takes to minimally live. What do you have to make the house payment, the utility payments, buy the food, and pay the utilities? Minimal living. That's not cable TV, that's not dry cleaning, that's not all the luxuries of life that we enjoy. And then I want you to think about a savings goal, that $125 a week, that $500 a week, whatever that savings goal is, $5,000 a month. If you save $5,000 a month at our age, then you quickly can, $5,000 a month is $60,000 a year. And if you did that for 2 years, that's $120,000. So at the end of 2 years, I'd have a $120,000 account that I could live on later in my life. I could take a little of the principal each year, or I could earn 4 or 5% on that money, or I could buy a $120,000 house, fix it up, and keep it as a rental, and bring in $1,000 a month. Anyway, think about your savings goal. Think about retirement goals. For those of you that are young and have just had children, you need to be thinking about college savings. How you're going to fund that college. For those of you that have 2 in college now and 1 on the way, that's a big deal. Did you think about it 20 years ago?
No. So where'd I go?
And so here you go.
I used to off to work, I go.
I just have one little statement. Kind of like if you would have known when you started, what you know now, you know? I think the one thing I wish that I would have known or been disciplined enough to do when I started real estate is if you have a significant other that's the primary provider for your home, is to live within that budget. That budget is the budget you should live within. And then mine, I mean, that we've obviously changed our lifestyle now, we live with it, to live within that primary income budget, because it's just much safer.
Okay, so with that, I mean, many of us are driving cars that we need to retire, okay? But we're not meeting enough income to meet the current expenses, let alone provide enough cash to pay cash for another car, okay? And so, and we don't have a second home, we don't have rentals, we can't fund the hobbies the way we want to, or we can't take the vacations we want to. We're just meeting the bare necessities. Most of us earn just enough to get by, and really, we're probably short of that. So we must earn in excess of necessity. And you've got to figure out what necessity is so that you know how you can earn beyond that. Because we're getting to that point where we're going to insert a number as to what we've got to earn this year. And we're creating this whole vision so that we can earn towards that. On page 18, there's a chart here, and if you're in the first column, if your family expenses are $50,000, your year total is $50,000. Or in other words, you got to make $4,167 a month. If you have a savings goal of $10,000 for the year, now your annual income's got to go up to $60,000. If you have a $20,000 goal to put into retirement, now your earnings have to go up to $80,000. And college fund, early retirement, a rental home fund, you want to buy a rental, so you got to save up some money to make the down payment, and vacation home, all these things that you want to add. Go through that chart and figure out, what do you really need to fund your life, to live abundantly? Now, let's look at page 19.
It'd be good if one of our geeks could put this on a, deal for us to fill out on the internet. Where did Rick go?
Yeah, Rick just left. But we could figure that out to where you could just add that. A simple Excel spreadsheet would be done very quickly. And then you could enter in whatever number you feel your monthly or your annual family expenses are. Most of us have no clue. Okay? I haven't done it for several years now, but I know that my monthly need is $5,000. We can live comfortably on $5,000 a month. Okay? There's just two of us, so that's much easier. We're now in our catching up time of life. Kids gone, kids educated, you know, most everything paid for. The essential is $5,000 a month. I can earn $5,000 a month very easily, very simply, okay? And my wife earns, you know, half of that already. So with that, we can survive. That's our survival number. Knowing your survival number is key. That's your foundation. And then you add the extra things that you want to do on top of that. And as you get that built, then you can figure out, oh, okay, well, I need to earn, you know, I need to earn $180,000 a year, and I've got some other expenses, so I'm only going to keep 60% of it, so I've got to make $300,000 a year gross, which is $25,000 a month. That's how that particular chart works. So, okay, page 19.